Hello, everyone. The benefit that we have right now at Tesla is that they have sold 6 million vehicles, and 3.5 or 4 million are gathering information. So the information is what's truly significant. They're multiplying their measure of register. I believe we will make multiple times in SpaceX throughout the following 15 years. I believe we will fourfold in the following 6 or 7. Yet I truly do feel that we will get much more cash to make do. So thusly it will get weakened somewhere near the new cash coming in. On continuously pondering the way that enormous the position ought to be, I required 4 years of doing Explore before we eventually chose to contribute, and we contributed somewhere in the range of 2014 and 2016. We contributed a sum of roughly $400 million, $380 million out of 3 years when we were purchasing the stock, and that was all there was to it, the typical cost, and we made multiple times our cash from that point forward. We made at the pinnacle, and we've likely made around $5.5 billion in benefits up to this point. And I think we'll make one more multiple times in the following 7, 8, or 9 or a decade. What compelled us get it is that he is a mission-driven individual. His thought was to attempt to change over the U.S. and the world from utilizing petroleum to utilizing power. I thought at first it was far-fetched. He'd find true success. That is the point at which I met him in 2010. By 2014, I had become persuaded he would become fruitful, and we contributed roughly 2% of our resources, around then 2% of the 21 or 22 billion bucks we had under administration. We currently have around 41 billion, and of the 41 billion, 40 billion is benefits that we made for our clients beginning around 1992. At last, it's not about to be a vehicle organization. It will be a battery organization. At the end of the day, the wide range of various vehicle organizations, which a long time back chosen to turn out to be considerably more productive and reevaluate supplies and figured others, will be like Intel was within PCs. This will be Tesla within vehicles. Every one of the vehicles will be utilizing Tesla independent driving. No other person might perhaps contend. I thought the thought had been that you will sell a ton of vehicles. Because of that, when they have those vehicles out there, you'll sell independent driving, and he said a few days ago that he's haggling to sell independent driving for a few different vehicles as well. Nobody has the figure. Nobody has the information. Yet I think every one of the vehicles will be electric, and I think this half and half is only a kind of holding off activity for the car organizations. Yet, the electric vehicles, I think, will be every one of the vehicles 10, 15 years from now, and I think crossovers that won't endure by the same token. They're excessively costly, they're not adequately successful, and they won't be essential for the blend by the same token. Along these lines, being all electric is going. I was simply in California in the early evening. I went to Tesla, and I was with the independent driving individuals and furthermore the process individuals. The initial 11 renditions must be planned, so they had code for each and everything that occurred, correct? Furthermore, presently it's all simulated intelligence. It was incomprehensible. Thus along these lines they weren't gaining ground for a few years. They were at a level. Presently, what's going on in rendition 12 is they have this colossal measure of information, and presently they have register to sort out. People can't make it happen. Presently, they have process to sort everything out. Thus, currently, you're almost there independent driving in your vehicle. So I said, okay, show me. So we go into the parking garage, and we get into the vehicle, and I have an expert with me, and afterward, they had the register individual, and they had a financial backer individual. So we're sitting in the vehicle, and I said, where would you like to go? They said, I need to see Steve Occupation's home. I said, okay. They punch in the location, and we get into the vehicle. The vehicle cruises all over without anyone else. Didn't do everything. We did is punch it in. It cruised all over the parking area, went to the street. There was traffic going the 2 different ways. It looked left and right, searching for a section to get in, gets a passage, pulls in, makes a left-hand turn then. At that point, it pulls up. Then it makes a left-hand turn, and afterward goes before Steve Occupation's home. Drove without anyone else. Definitely, I don't stress over present moment. However, I really do check out constantly and see everybody getting rich, and I'm not poor. Yet I'm not making. I haven't gained a ton of headway over the most recent 3 years, so consequently, I believe it resembles an. I was discussing engines. In this way, engines in a vehicle cost $5,000 a vehicle. That is the very thing that the ordinary, these 100-year-old organizations cost them $5,000. We can make an engine for $1,000 cost $5,000, so they get. However, at that point, you must have a battery that is more costly. God help us, I'm discussing on the off chance that you're making the gas-powered motor vehicles. I'm simply discussing the way in which stale organizations come and that they are so used to working the manner in which they've generally worked that they don't search for new activities, better approaches to work, situated toward making things less expensive. You can get things done for $1,000 that others cost $5,000. It's astonishing. All I'm bringing up is that individuals get settled in and they get things done without attempting to improve things and less expensive and quicker constantly. There's no impetus to do that. According to in this way, Warren Buffett, show me the motivations and I'll show you how individuals act. Yet the thought is that as the explanation the stock's down. Furthermore, presently, what's the explanation it will go up and when? Gracious, going up immense when it's going. Furthermore, presently, when it's all said and done, presently is the base. Thus, what they're doing is they're going into robocabs and they will make the minimal expense vehicles. In this way, they're making the minimal expense vehicle. Aside from their making it, they have abundance limit at the present time. They have ability to make 3 million vehicles every year. They're making 1.8 million, so 1.2 million vehicles they can make extra in a current office without any capital, and they won't make the vehicle as straightforwardly cost as economically as they did before as they expected to. In any case, in general, until they hope to do 5 million of these new vehicles. What do you suppose the certified timing of a robo-taxi that is depending on cameras, as it were? Also, this has forever been the inquiry regarding, could you at any point do it with just cameras comparative with what Waymo and Voyage have done? Yet your timing, simply give me the timing. That is the entire game at this point. Presently it's currently. We put resources into it somewhere in the range of 2014 and 2016. We contributed $300 million, $320 million for 1,000,006 offers around then. It's currently 8 million offers, 5 for 1 split. It's $40 an offer, as you said, and the stock's presently 400 or 420. At the point when we contributed, and I was on your program, I was discussing the way in which I accepted we would bring in multiple times our cash north of 10 or 15 years. Thus far, in the initial 4 or 5 years that we've claimed it, the stock went all over like a yo, and that would be normal since what they were doing is they were building offices, employing individuals, concocting plan. It's something sensible to wager against them. Every one of these vehicle organizations, 50 of them, have fizzled, and this person some way or another endured sheer determination and raised capital. Presently, he has 50,000 representatives, and he has processing plants he's structure on 3. I need to get to Tesla as well, and I need to address your news question. However, Tesla is currently expanding on 3 unique land masses, working in the US, working in China, working in Germany, and you ought to anticipate that more processing plants should be constructed consistently over the course of the following 10 years. What we stress over are not stock costs. While we're putting resources into a business, we stress over the business. For the time being, I can't have any sign about what will occur. I truly do believe that over. It's currently a $400 billion market cap. It was $40 billion when we began. I've said for quite a while I thought being 1 to 2 trillion was going. With what advancements have occurred as of late, I think 2 trillion is the right number. I believe it's multiple times from here. We made multiple times in the beyond 2 or 3 years, yet for a long time before that. The stock didn't change, and the business became 10 times. In this way, the business went from 2 billion to 30 billion, 10 times. The stock cost didn't change. Presently, the stock costs just up to speed to where they were. Presently, I feel that the business will go from 30 or 35 billion in deals, develop half a year. I believe they will do 5 or 6 or 7 or $800 million in deals in 10 years, simply on the vehicles and the batteries. one more mind-blowing business, which I'm extremely amped up for. What's more, I believe that with that sort of significant worth, with that sort of results, you will see a 5 times appreciation. I was thinking 3 to multiple times. We made multiple times up until this point. 3 to multiple.